My Lords, we've had lengthy discussion of this bill in committee, and it's not my intention today to repeat unnecessarily the arguments and the evidence that have been adduced during those debates. But I think the impression I have is that the longer we went on in committee, the clearer it became that this really is a very bad bill. And it's a bill that has been accompanied by a degree of arrogance. I don't say this as a personal comment on the noble Lord the Minister, but on the part of the government in general. First of all, there's been a tone, indeed it's sometimes been said quite explicitly, so more or less, we won, so we can do what we want. Now, that is an argument. It's an argument. It has some merit, but it has the merit that you would expect to find in an argument made in a playground. But there's another type of arrogance that's been subsuming, that's been underlying the debates that we've been having. And that is that we want a better railway, but we're not going to tell you what it's going to look like. That's all going to come in the future. Don't ask your pesky questions now. That will all be dealt with in the future. And you have to trust us. Well, my Lords, I don't think that is a basis on which the House should be passing this type of legislation. And the amendment in the name of the noble Lord, Lord Berkeley, goes some way to addressing that latter point. We all have a common desire for a better railway, but we will disagree, no doubt, on the details of how that is to be achieved. And as my noble friend Lord Grayling said, these are very complex issues. I don't think anybody would disagree with what my noble friend said. And so the prospect of having the bill published in draft for pre-legislative scrutiny, I do not think, I disagree with the noble Baroness Lady Randerson. I don't think that will add materially to the time taken before legislation is enacted, because I think it has the likelihood of producing a better bill when it eventually arrives in your Lordship's House, and one that can go through faster and can be implemented better with better outcomes. It is the outcomes that we are interested in, not a particular timescale, although, of course, like her, I'll be holding the government to its undertaking that a bill will come forward within 12 and 18 months. But it's more important to get the outcome right than to worry about a few weeks either here or there, which is as much as what we would be discussing in relation to the noble Lord Berkeley's amendment. I'm deeply disappointed that he has said he is not going to press it to a division, because I'd be very tempted to support it if he did. But I do expect and hope that the noble Lord the Minister, when he stands up, will be able to satisfy the noble Lord Berkeley by saying that there will be pre-legislative scrutiny of some sort or other of the bill, the very large and complex bill that he is expecting to bring before your Lordship's House in the course of, next 12 or 18 months, to use his phrase. Turning to the amendment in the name of my noble friend Lord Lansley, it is a very good amendment. It commends itself, and like him, I would like to hear what the noble Lord the Minister is going to say in response. I note that my noble friend does not intend to press it to a division. As far as amendment number 1 in the name of my noble friend Lord Gascoigne is concerned, it is, I think, an absolutely indispensable amendment. There are a number of things missing from this bill. A number of important parties have been wholly excluded. One of them, for example, and we'll come to this later in debate, is the staff. There's no reference to the staff in this bill. We take it for granted, of course, that they're going to be TUPE'd. That basic legislative cover is there. That doesn't need to be stated. They're not going to lose their jobs as a result of this. They will be TUPE'd over. But has any consultation been carried out with the staff? You'd expect that normally, wouldn't you? Do they want to change their employer? Do they want to be working for the government? They may all say yes, but one would have thought in an undertaking like this that the government would have said, would have bothered to ask them. There has been no consultation with the staff. And the other glaring omission from the bill, of course, is the passenger. It is a passenger railway services bill, and yet the bill says nothing at all about the passenger. My noble friend Lord Gascoigne is attempting to put this lacuna right and to put the passenger back at the very head of the bill as the driving force of what the government is trying to do, and to require ministers to test their actions under this bill against the standard of whether it is going to improve matters for the passenger. And that is why, if my noble friend is intending to to divide the House and seek the House's opinion on this matter, I would certainly recommend that we support him.